I think what's quite unique about this view is that there's just lots of buildings. It's a very urban kind of environment. There is a lot of ambient light already. So you can see there's, of course, a lot of street lamps, and the bridge to the right it's kind of like a bridge where people are walking on. That's got some light as well. But we're going to try in the center here. I've got the Convoy S8 with the CSL PM1.F1, and it's a green LED. And you can see it's pretty bright. Oops, there you go, I had something covering it, but that's, as you can see, just reaching that construction site pretty well. It's all the reflective material is picking up nicely, but if you turn it off and compare, you can't see anything near the bottom there where that little crate is or whatever, but you turn it on, you can see some machinery there on the ground. I'd say this is probably maybe like 100 or so meters, or even less. Okay, so yeah, really good illumination. You can see it's picking up a lot of the ambient, not the ambient, but the little reflective bits of material. Okay, so going onto the building right in front there, you can see it's really just picking up the rooftop of that building very easily. Now, I find that when you start pointing the light onto darker surfaces, it doesn't reflect back as well, but you can see on the sides of the buildings, these buildings are kind of like a yellowish beige color. They do reflect back quite easily. Buildings to the right, and a lot of the details there on the rooftops, you can see from air conditioning ducts, all sorts of stuff on the rooftop. You can see very well. So it's, once you get all the way out the back there's just too much ambient light. I mean, if all the lights were off, it would be a different story. You'd be able to see all the way to the back there, but considering that there's lots of ambient light, it's actually doing pretty well. And let's go over to the left side, this building here. Of course, that's picking up pretty easily. That little car park there as well. Lots of light. Just I'm able to see straight into that car park. Now I'm going to swap over now to my Convoy. So I'm going to swap over now to my Ace Beam Terminator M2, and this is like got a large projector sort of beam, and you can see it's just this one somehow has a lot more visibility on the rooftops of the buildings. I mean, compared to the green for some reason. Let me just double check that again. Yeah, I think for some reason the green actually throws further. Technically throws further, but it's just more visibility with the light, with the white light. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to note, because I always thought that the green would just throw further, and perceptually I just perceive that as brighter, better visibility. But on darker surfaces, it seems like the white is really outperforming. And let's take a look down at that construction site again, and that's pretty good. Both of these lights have similar range anyhow, so it's not a huge deal. Okay, it's not a huge difference. I mean, over there in that little construction site to the left, in that building, you can see picking up the trees and the rooftops like super well. Okay, over to the right hand side with the buildings and stuff there, like really easily picking those up as well. Features on top of the roof. Okay, we've just changed the view over a little bit to the left. We've got the river, and we'll go with the Convoy S8 first. And you can see it does reach the end of that river. It's hitting some reflective material, and also the trees, the building is also illuminated over there. Difficult to see there on camera, but you can see that side of the building right in the center. Again, lots of ambient light. It's not too useful at this distance. More so this car park down below. As you can see, you've really got quite a good vantage point here to see what's going on. And if I compare that to the Ace Beam Terminator N2, you'll see also like very similar performance, but I think with the white it just looks, maybe because of the colour and also the fact that these lighter blocks are reflecting back more of the light perhaps, it does seem like the visibility is improved with the white beam. Let's have a look at that building on the other side. And again, yeah, it's hitting the trees, tinting the trees, and also the building there in the back. Yeah, I mean, pretty decent performance given that, long range and also urban, very well lit urban environment.